I want to take a moment and address the question of, is Russia's power that they're going after, their world power that they're going after, continuing into Ukraine, is this the building up of the Gog Magog War? And I want to take a moment and just address the Gog Magog War. We did a video on that in the End Time series. I'm going to put that link below, but I want to address it specifically in relation to what's taking place here. A lot of people speculate what the Gog Magog War is in Ezekiel 39 and 40, and there's a lot of great detail into what this Gog Magog War is, but I want you to kind of take a moment and separate yourself from what the United States Christianity has kind of taught us as far as just this weird movie, Hollywoodized end time scenario. Just completely separate yourself from that. The Gog Magog War is mentioned a few times in the Word of God. It's mentioned in Ezekiel. There's great detail into what this Gog Magog War is. And then also in Numbers 24, when Balaam is given his third prophecy in Numbers 24, he's speaking about Jesus' return, and he's looking at Israel, and it says, "How lovely are your tents, O Jacob, your dwellings, O Israel, like valleys that stretch out like gardens. By the riverside, like aloes planted by the Lord, like cedars beside the waters. He shall pour water from his buckets, and his seed shall be in many waters. His kingdom shall be higher than Agag, and his kingdom shall be exalted." So a lot of people will make a lot of assumptions that this Gog Magog War is there's a couple assumptions people make. Number one, that the Gog is the Antichrist, that this is the Prince of Rosh is going to be the Antichrist, because it says that Christ is higher than him, but that's a giant assumption to make. And when Ezekiel, the other assumption people will make is that there's just this superpower that comes before the beast or before the Antichrist, even though there's no prophecy of anything like that at all. So with assumptions aside, what we can say clear and plain, the Gog Magog War, clear and plain because of the Word of God, that it possibly could be the Antichrist, and it possibly could be some sort of war prior to the beast, possibly. But what we know for sure it is that when Christ returns, he reigns on this earth, literally, with us, the saints, for 1,000 years. After that 1,000 years, an army, Satan is released from the bottomless pit, and an army is raised up that's referred to as the Gog Magog. And it says very clearly, and this is after Christ, this is 1,000 years after Christ's return. This war essentially brings about the new earth. So Christ reigns here on this earth for 1,000 years, and then after the Gog Magog War, then there's the new earth, the eternity, heaven, aka. So we're just going to pick it up. We're going to read there, Revelation 20, starting verse 7. "Now when the 1,000 years have expired, Satan will be released from his prison, and will go out to deceive the nations which are in the four corners of the earth, Gog and Magog, to gather them together to battle, whose number is as the sands of the sea. They went up on breadth of the earth and surrounded the camp of the saints and the beloved city. And fire came down from God out of heaven and devoured them. And the devil who deceived them was cast into the lake of fire and brimstone, where the beast and the false prophet are, and they will be tormented day and night forever and ever." So if you're wondering, is Russia coming up against Ukraine the beginnings of the Gog Magog War? No, it's not. It's definitely not. Now, again, there's some assumptions that can be made, but here on God Family Guns, we try to stay away from assumptions and just see what the Word of God says. And the best source of support for the Bible is the Bible. And, again, Ezekiel, Gog Magog War, Revelation, Gog Magog War. But it's not this little mini war prior to the beast, and it's not the beast. It's literally the kind of a beast, but it's not referred to as the beast we talk about before Christ returns. It's this satanic warlord that arises after 1,000 years of reign on earth. So love to hear your thoughts on all this. Put in the comments below. If you like this video, click like and subscribe. Feel called to support this channel through Patreon. That link is also below. But the most important part of this channel, we take prayer requests. Never hesitate to send that in. Thank you for watching this episode of God, Family, and Guns. And as always, love God, love your family, love guns.